Stop magical thinking and take strategic action. Welcome back to Healing into Femininity. My name is Joanna, and I am a strategic coach for women in corporate and in business. So, one thing that we all know is that women are very prone to magical thinking. What is magical thinking, especially here in these internet streets? Tarot readings, psychic readings, people playing into your hopes, your dreams, and your fantasies. And that is dangerous. Very, very dangerous. I personally consider myself a spiritual person too, absolutely. And I do believe that some of these concepts are definitely real, but it's also an industry, a very, very big industry. And I want to ask you one question. How does listening to a so called prediction by somebody who doesn't know you, who doesn't know in what situation you are in your life, a person who does that from far away, reading for the collective, which is an undefined group of people, how is that possible that that person actually knows how your life is going to be in the next few days? It is random, it is unpredictable, and it just feeds into your illusion again, which is dangerous, absolutely dangerous. I believe the antidote to that is to for you to take responsibility for where you are and then actually take strategic action to create the life that you truly love living, which in my case here, I always like to recommend that it is not dependent on a man. And most of these magical thinking, limerence kind of content always speaks about love. And that's why, again, tarot readings, psychic readings, but also the relationship content niche or industry is so big because women only think about men. But let me wake you up. We live in capitalism, patriarchy, and racism. This is the man made power structure, the hierarchy, the cult, the MLM. I have all of these words from Julia Shaw. Julia, if you ever watch this video, shout out to you. You spoke into my soul. So, I just want to say that because this is the wake up call that we need to understand, especially if you're a woman or a woman of color. And I believe you are, if you found this video here, that you need to wake up. And the thing here is, let me explain it from a very, very socially scientific level. We are all on this planet looking for a better life. Everybody looking for a better life. That is the pursuit of power and privilege, meaning having the resources, the energy, and the tangible resources to create a life where you do not have to constantly fight for your survival, because that is what happens when you were born at the bottom, right? And when I speak about the bottom, it is about the man made power hierarchies, meaning either you are a woman, because in a patriarchal system, a woman is less privileged than a man. In a capitalistic system, a poor person is less privileged than a richer person. And in racism, a black person is less privileged than a white person. These are the metrics that the system is built upon. I do not subscribe to it, but I still need to learn how to move in the system. And I suggest you do too. And the first thing we need to get rid of is magical thinking that something is just going to happen because you listen to a tarot reader or because you listen to some kind of other person who plays into your fantasies, that somebody's coming to rescue you, somebody is going to love you unconditionally, somebody is going to give you something for nothing. That's why I advise you to realize that this world is based upon trade. That is the only variable that you can actually influence is to know that if you want to play this game and you are a person with some level of moral compass, what you need to do is to create win-win situations where everybody has a mutual benefit. And in order for you to get to a place where you can actually trade value for value, skill for skill, energy for energy, a mutual valuable exchange, you have to be strategic and you have to learn a few things that actually are valuable in this capitalistic system, because there's a difference between value and usefulness. Being useful means you will be used, right? You will be used like a disposable product, and you will be like drinked and thrown away. You will be emptied, right? You will be emptied and you will be thrown away. And this is not what you want, or right? So you need to learn how to become valuable and be seen as that. I made another video about that. You can go and watch that on my YouTube channel. It's about being positioned, having some kind of ownership, and being visible. But again, we're talking about getting rid out of this magical thinking, wishing, hoping, praying. Even praying has an effect. I know praying has an effect on your overall well-being. We can also scientifically explain that, because if you pray, you believe, right? If you pray, you believe that God is listening to you. And there is a level of truth to that, because you will feel better. You will not worry so much. And when you do not worry or are stuck in fear or shame or any kind of lower vibration, you will actually be open to have a more solution based thinking. And through a more solution based thinking, you will be more likely to take a solution oriented action. And that's actually what I suggest. So it doesn't stop with magical thinking. It starts, if at all, with magical thinking, hoping, praying, believing, but then aligning your actions with that, right? Taking action, getting support, learning, skill up, right? And the skills that you need to learn are skills that make you valuable on this marketplace of capitalism, which comes with being able to see yourself as valuable and being able to trade, right? As I said, you have to be able to trade. That's the whole point of what I'm talking about. So, you have to first know that your energy is valuable. Then you have to know that your thoughts, your mindset needs to be protected and needs to accumulate wealthy thoughts. Okay. You need to think like somebody who knows what she's doing. Okay. And then you have to learn how to communicate your value. You have to be able to speak about what you bring to the table and also present yourself like you know that you're valuable, meaning your body, your health, your beauty, the way you dress, the way you speak, the way you present yourself. All of these things can be learned. That is not no coincidence, and you're not doomed, yeah, to stay where you're at. You have to learn how to apply those skills to your conduct in moving through this world. So, again, it's very important to understand that magical thinking is most of the time for very underprivileged people, because they have nothing else. They think they have nothing else but to hope and to pray and to wait for something to happen. But if you are a valuable person and you know you want to move and affect change in this world, you have to know that you have agency. You can decide. You can do. You can say no, right? You can make it happen. You are not doomed to wait for something outside of you. Not even though I do believe in astrology and I know that these forces have influence of our psyche, on our moods and all of that. But still, that we do not have to wait for the tides to change. We do not have to pray and believe that something is going to happen out of nowhere. We have to know that we are the ones who are powerful, and therefore put ourselves in a position of power, looking like we know what's going on, right? And controlling the things that we are able to control, because we don't control much. I'm very clear on that. But we control a few things, and everything you can control, you should control. Okay. So let me just sum it up again. Get out of magical thinking, because magical thinking is for the poor of mind and for the poor of power, because you believe that something is going to happen without you doing anything. This doesn't exist. You have to at least condition your mind. You have to at least find and discover that you are powerful. You have to know that you're powerful. You have to think powerful thoughts, and yet you have to move as if you are powerful. And that movement comes with direction, and that movement comes with knowing that you have something valuable to offer. And that's why you take care of yourself without giving yourself away, without intention or any kind of strategy that will pay you back eventually. We're planting seeds, we're nourishing them, and we know that the harvest will come. But the harvest will only come when you do the work. It doesn't have to be hard. I'm not speaking about hard work, but I'm speaking about knowing and getting in alignment with the true laws of power. With the true laws of nature. And it doesn't come from magical thinking and like manifesting just in your mind and speaking things into existence. Yes, you do speak things into existence, but you also have to move. You have to be seen. You have to apply yourself to a social setting, right? Because nothing can happen without you being in contact with other people, because most of the blessings come through other people. Money comes through other people. Opportunities come through other people. Love, if you want to believe in that concept, comes through other people, right? Exchange comes through other people. So we have to get out of magical thinking, and we have to get inside of working on ourselves, on all of the necessary skills that we need to learn and master, and then to get out onto the marketplace of life to apply ourselves to make change happen. Okay, so we're getting out of magical thinking. And if you want to get yourself into a position of power or into your next level, and you want to learn the necessary skills, heal into power, heal into femininity, you find the resources down below in the description box. The first step to work with me and be in my spaces is the school community. You find the links in the description box down below. And this is where you will also find some resources that will already help you to assess where you are and what areas of your life you need to focus on, which skills you need in order to get ahead, to be respected, to be seen, to be heard, to be valued, and to be perceived as such. And also the next level, if you're really ready for your next big jump and you want to work with me, you find the link to the application also in the description box down below. I'm looking forward to see you on the inside. I'm looking forward to work with you, because somebody who stops getting out of magical thinking is somebody who takes strategic action. So I'm looking forward to see you taking action and thriving. Okay. Until then, see you in the next video. Bye.